Hello and welcome to the podcast We Are Selling. Today's podcast is brought to you by Realtair. Realtair is the one platform of choice of real estate professionals, allowing you to pitch, sign and sell real estate. Let's get started with today's topic. In today's changed marketplace, effective and skillful communications is definitely the area of focus for many professionals, as they don't want to be the agent who started the sale but didn't finish the sale due to a breakdown of communications with the owner or the buyer, which didn't result in the final result, and it was passed on to the second agent who can slam dunk it so fast because you've done all the work. And as we cover this great content each week, the sequence starts to happen. And already we're seeing some incredible results out there from the agents understanding what claiming doors is, warming up the data, getting those price updates out and having the response come back in that notification so you can make a proper communication call to that future seller. And making client information calls is very different to cold calls and just catching people off guard. And I might start there. Tip 1 today is going to be making calls on the rebound. Now, if we have claimed the door, warmed up the data, sent out the price update, got the notification, and they've opened it 3 times over the last 2 days, you're making calls on the rebound, whereas some people are making the initial call unannounced with no connection, catching the future seller off guard and not getting the result of a real communication conversation that leads to real business. Real business is when they respect you, your advice. They have already profited from your knowledge. And each month, the Realtair platform is reaching 30,000 claimed doors as the price update continues to penetrate and influence the marketplace. And my own observation from working with agents for 30 years who don't like cold calling, prospecting and door knocking is that rebound, that notification is, now's the time to call. They want to speak to me. I want to connect and communicate. And that is exactly what calling on the rebound is, and why you should learn that technique and work off the notifications coming in 1, 2, 3, 4 days in advance, so that you're no longer just doing that boring scheduled call list where you think they're there but they're not really active at the time. If they're active, the platform will notify you. So let's just imagine this conversation has progressed. They're on their second price update. They've invited you over to do the assessment of the property. Now we can also use this communicating on the rebound by using questions to respond, get a response from our owners, and then bring in our communication technique and plan to question what they're doing and why they're doing it. Let me give you an example. You've arrived at the listing conversation because in previous tips we've mentioned don't present to the owners. Interview the owners by asking great questions. But great questions is when you can be neutral and use the response or the rebound to provide the content which is in the middle of everything going on, not just your opinion. And again, from previous tips, make sure you drop these questions while touring around the property where the eye contact isn't as intense, which is known as tourable moments. You can ask key questions, and as you know, questions get answers, statements get judged. But when you ask the question, you get to give content on the rebound. For example, John and Helen want to discuss the full marketplace with you, especially of late. A lot of our work has been the takeover of other properties off other agents that didn't sell it the first time round, and we are going in, modifying price, rebooting the marketing and bringing in any additional buyers that we have that they may not have had from the general market. But no matter who you are in the marketplace right now, the entire nation is feeling that impact of price, which brings me to my question. Have you definitely made the decision to sell the property? You have. Why have you chosen now in this modified time frame and price that we're seeing? Why have you chosen now to put the property to the market? Out of role play, as you can listen to that questions get answered, statements get judged. Whatever they say back, you can now work that off the rebound. But what you've brought into the content is, why now? Everything's not selling for what it was. And you're trying to get to the truth. And I think the shift in this conversation is so important because you can't be speaking like you were 6 months ago and this is going to happen. We'll have all these people bidding and buying. The market's not completely flat, but it's not the crazy market that we saw where you didn't have to worry about it. You do have to worry about price right now, and they deserve to know what's going on in the full marketplace, but you can now respond with that content. Now you've created an effective channel. And remember, don't release great content until you've got that connection. Let's proceed on in this sequence of questions and thinking. The owner may also indicate that they've had other agents in. Don't worry about that. Bring it up. John and Helen, can I ask you, have you interviewed any other agents? Yes, we have, Lee. We've had 4 others in. Rebound response. Is there any reason why you haven't appointed them? Out of role play, this is another one that you will be shocked or fascinated at the response. They sometimes give you the answer to the pathway to yes. And it could have been one of their fears about method of sale or the type of marketing. Maybe they are required to invest back in the property and do repairs and fix it up and don't know how to do that, as many of the owners out there right now are asset rich, cash poor, yet a $7,000 to $9,000 fully funded property improvement plan could have such a significant result at point of sale. For myself, I've been using Sale Funder. I've done it on 2 properties now. Type in that address and it tells you how much you can borrow and you pay those funds back on settlement. And if it's an investment property, you can actually use it for the rent. But those tips and rebounds, again, bring in the incredible conversion of winning business. Now, if you still don't win it on the night, you've got your proposal that's going to go out from the pitch platform. And again, you can see they've opened it 3 times today. You're working back on the rebound to see if there's any other questions. And you're just chipping and chasing to get to that final result. Now, final part of our sequence. Let's say we've listed it. We are on the market. And it's been on the market for 2, 3, 4 weeks. And we're coming into that danger zone where they think you haven't sold it. My next plan's going to be. Make sure you use this exact technique for the just solds of other properties. For example, you're working your buyers on a Wednesday, as that is the best day of the week for buyer management, and you're ringing through to a buyer and Sally says to you, Lee, thank you for all your help, but I'm so sorry, we bought a home off one of your competitors. Which one did you buy? We bought 7 William Street. Know the home well. What did you pay for it? What a great result. That would have been an extra 50 grand with us, but congratulations. Now what I'm going to do at the end of this phone call, I'm going to shoot you a link to a price update with all the surrounding sales. I'm going to update it every 6 months for you, just so you know what a great investment you've bought. And if I can help you in the future, there's a book and appraisal button there, and I'll come over and do the assessment. But congratulations, I'll send it to you straight after this phone call. Out of role play, you can claim doors on the rebound. I can't believe how many buyers we all speak to. They say they bought something, it's a door in your turf, and you don't claim it. However, there's one final part to this tip. You've then got to go and take a photo of that signboard in front of the house, shoot it to your owner, and say, Helen, I will call you about this property this afternoon. As you call, Helen, did you receive the sold photo from Ray White that I sent to you today? Yes, I did. I can't believe that's sold. My property's heaps better than that. Well, the person that bought that came through your house 3 weeks ago, and they achieved that one $30,000 less. And that was their decision to go ahead with it. They loved yours, but the price of that, they couldn't not buy it. But I just wanted you to know that that is what we call withdrawn interest of someone in the marketplace who's in a position to buy, but quite often you can drive past a property like that and think something unique happened. The same purchaser came through your property. What's your thoughts on that? Out of role play, withdrawn interest is such a brilliant rebound communication and brings us to the conclusion of our program today. I'm Lee Woodward. I want to thank you for listening. I want to thank Realtair for making this program available. And for those of you that want to find out about pitch, sign or sell, visit the Realtair website at realtair.com or call our team on 1300 367 412. And if you are searching for the live events, the Complete Salesperson course is now touring, and we look forward to seeing you at that 2-day event. And I'll see you next week on We Are Selling. Goodbye.